Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, I finally found my Indian roots on my mother's side of the family. Let me go back. I'm going to go back a little bit more. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Let me get back to my family tree. So, y'all remember I did my Ancestry DNA, did the DNA test, and I found out that my dad has indigenous Indian blood in him from the Caribbean diaspora. So his the Indian tribe that his bloodline derives from is called the uh, Tanko, I think that's how you pronounce it, Tanko Indians, Taino. Okay, so I have Indian on my dad's side of the family for sure. We already researched that previously, and I think that's on my Facebook. So we're going to start here with my mom and dad. Now, I was trying to figure out why my mom has straight hair. Everybody knows, not Arlisa. Everybody knows that my mom has really good curly, straight, long, curly, straight hair. And everybody thinks she's Spanish when she's not. Okay? So, after diving deep into my ancestry DNA, so what we knew to be facts is what I already knew for many, many years is that, of course, my grandma Minnie banged my granddaddy, Herman Page. That was her first baby daddy. Minnie's first baby daddy is Herman Page. My mama. My mama's the oldest. So she banged Herman Page and created my mother. So I found Herman Page's family many, many years ago. I was very young. I did the whole digging and I found these group of people that was up in New York. And I thought that was him, but wasn't quite certain. He was already dead at that point. As you can tell, he died in 1994 from a brain aneurysm. So, anywho, yeah. So Herman Page, passed away in 1994. I found my aunties and my cousins there, and I wasn't sure if that was them. I never contacted them, but I found them, and I wasn't sure. Many years passed by. I decided I went back into it, and I kept going to the same group of people, and I was like, I think this is Herman Page's family. I think these is my mom's sisters on her dad's side of the family. But only way you're going to know is if you ask, right? So I found them on social media, contacted them, and they were Herman Page's daughters. But we don't know mama's baby, daddy's baby, right? So we decided years after that, Roosevelt ended up contacting them after I told them who they were and who I suspected them to be. So he contacted them and he started to develop some kind of relationship with them as well. Just asking about Herman, asking about where he's from, just things about his past. Basically the same thing I did. What happened after that? But nobody knew where the good hair came from because my aunties, some of them don't have that curly hair like my mom do. Only my mom got that gene. So my mom definitely is carrying the Indian gene in her because her sisters have more thicker hair, but they do favor their facial structures kind of favor a tad bit to one of her sisters, two of her sisters. She has three sisters on her father's side, and they're younger than her. Of course, she's the eldest. She's the eldest on both sides. She's the eldest for Minnie, and she's the eldest for Herman. They were two young teenagers in high school banging, so they had made a baby young. So, anywho, that Herman conveniently didn't tell anybody about his mother knew, his sisters knew, his immediate family knew, but once he moved forward, he didn't tell anyone else. And not to mention, he dropped off at least 2 other children that he never really spoke of. So when we contacted my sisters, they knew about one other brother that found them a few years prior to us, and he lived in Georgia. And then I think he went to the military, and he's over in California. So I have family in California as well. But anywho, my mom, so again, what we're searching for is, why do my mother have straight curly hair? Why is her hair like that? We know it's not coming from y'all Austins. We know y'all hoes, half of y'all hoes bald head. Okay, half of y'all hoes bald head. I ain't gonna say all y'all, but some of y'all hoes bald head. So we know it's not coming from y'all. Or some of y'all hoes just learning how to grow y'all hair out. Y'all just learning how to grow y'all hair out. So we trying to figure out why my mama always had curly hair her whole life. What's in the genetics? Is it Indian? Is it white? What is it, right? So let's continue on. So Herman Page is my granddaddy, which is my mama's daddy. So my mama's grandmother is Sanders, in which she favors my mother as well. Those arms is just like my mom's arm. If I didn't know no better, if I just saw that hand, I would have thought that was my mom's hand. Her hairline, her hair looks curly and straight as well. The eyebrows, the eyes favors my mother's. So my mom favored her grandmother, and I've seen my auntie on that side of the family, and she favors my mom favors her aunts as well. Looks just like those people. So anywho, Sanders married Page, Tom Page Jr. So that's where the Page last name comes from her husband. But let's continue on my mom's grandmother's side of the family, which is her father. So Sanders' father last name was Alan Sanders, and he married Smith. Let's zoom out a tad bit. As we could tell, Smith is black for sure. If we found a picture of Charles Smith, he's a man of color for sure. Looked like he could have had good hair as well. Favors my mom around the eyebrow area. Brother got that big ass box forehead. Favors us for sure. But anywho, I end up a few years prior to me finding them, Roosevelt did an Ancestry DNA after he decided to contact them. And, of course, my mother's sisters popped up as his auntie through the blood. And then I did my Ancestry DNA a few months after that. And, of course, they popped up through my blood as my aunts as well. So Herman Page really was the pappy. He really was the pappy. We knew that. We know that from our Ancestry DNA test we did. So my grandmother, mother, and father name was Smith and Sanders. Alrighty? But we're going to continue on the Sanders side of the family. So Sanders, Alan Sanders, his mother last name was Elkins, and his father last name was Sanders. Now, if we go one generation up from there, Elkins, Emily Elkins married Samuel Elkins. Now let's look at Emily. Look what that says. Cherokee. Emily was Cherokee. Yes. So let's learn about Emily a little bit. So my mother's great grandmother was Cherokee Indian. And not only was she just Cherokee Indian, but she was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. And that's where the good hair is coming from. Hold on. I'm trying to read up on her. Do I need to go back one? Did I? Let's read up on her. So she was born in 1824. It doesn't matter when she was born. My mom still had straight curly hair, so her genetics is still strong in my mom's side of the family. My hair, I have a curly to my root, and it grows really long and fast if I take care of it. And brother has good hair as well. His hair is curly. It's more curly than mine. But anywho, so her genetics are still strong, and my mom hair is thin and curly, just like a Spanish lady, which everybody always thought my mom was mixed with Spanish, and we are always told people no, and we always assumed it was some type of Indian or white, but come to find out it is 100% Indian. So Emily was, I know exactly what time it is. My mom won't tell me what time it is. Emily was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. So Emily was a name that was selected to help her pass as American and legal wife to Samuel Elkins. They were interracially married with the Indian was not acceptable. So she was definitely Indian. Let me go back. Let me go back one more time. Two more times. Her husband ended up passing away when she was old, in older ages after they had children, and she was a widow eventually. So I gotta sneeze. At you. So Emma married Elkins. We don't know Emma's first real name. We don't know her Indian's name. All we know is the name that she used to pass. And we have no other evidence on how she lived prior to her marriage. And she's Cherokee from South Carolina. Now, I did dig into Sanders. I can go all the way back into like the 1500s with Elkins, Samuel Elkins. So that lets me know Samuel was a white man. Emma Elkins, a full-blooded Cherokee, married Samuel Elkins, which is a white man, because I found his bloodline to go all the way. Hold on. No, it didn't. I thought it went all the way up to the 1800s. Or he could be of color as well. Okay. I'm going to stop that hypothesis on that. So, what we do know facts is that she was 100% Cherokee. My mom is the evidence of it because of her straight hair. And I am Cherokee, y'all. I have Cherokee bloodline in me. I have Cherokee blood in me, y'all, from my mother's side. And then I have Indian on my father's side. I have Tuco. I think that's the name of it. Let's go over to YouTube real quick. I think it's called Tuco Indian. Let me see if I'm pronouncing it right. And the Tuco Indian was all up and down the Caribbean. But of course they were all killed out because of the white man's nasty, nasty diseases.
Beginning. I remember at my mom's memorial, one of my older cousins walked up to me and he said, "You know, cousin, we are not Caribs." I remember having this feeling that if I'm not Carib, what could I possibly be? And he said a word that I never heard before. He said, "We are Taino."
Tainos, that's how you pronunciate it. I just played that so my father is Taino Indian. My father has Taino Indian blood lineage in him. So I have which the Taino, like I said, their tribes stretched all over the Caribbean islands, all the way from Venezuela, going all the way down into the Greater and Lesser Antilles, the Bahamas Islands, the Jamaican Islands. They were there as well. So the Taino was an indigenous Indian. Oh yeah, and also there was in certain parts of South Florida too, back in like the 1600s, back in the day. So the Taino Indians populated almost all of the Caribbean islands, stretching up and down the Caribbean sea. They died when the white man came through with the slave trades, with all of their diseases and stuff. But they did end up intermixing with the slaves, so that's why my father has Tahino, whatever, Indian blood lineage in him. So I already found that out a long time ago. So now I know on my mother's side, and I'm able to track down the Pacific. It's even more so detailed with my mother, because I couldn't track down a Pacific person with my dad. I just know I have the blood lineage there because of the DNA. But my mother, I was actually able to find the actual ancestor that was 100% Cherokee. So that's rare and different. That's really good to know, actually. So I'm happy with knowing that knowledge. Now, as far as my grandmother's side of the family, Minnie's side of the family, I still haven't been able to find any Indian on that side. People insist on saying that we're possibly Indian on my grandmother's side of the family, but still haven't, because of Lula Floyd, my grandmother's mother, because she had thick, long black hair and high cheekbones, like features of like Indian people. So they assume perhaps that she had some type of Indian lineage in her, but I haven't been able to find it. Not in my blood. There's certain traits that's not passed down to every family member, even though you're family. But I haven't found any Indian in my blood from my grandmother's side of the family. And as far as just checking the trees and diving deep into the family tree, still haven't been able to find that link to the Indians like I was able to do on my grandfather's side of family, and not to mention the blood link. So I have two different Indians in me. Yes, I'm real. I told you I'd be chiefing out here. I'd be chiefing. It's natural. And I'm about to get off here because the phone battery is always dying. Hold on. I got the charger right here. It's no choice. It's no excuse. Oh, it's not charging. I got to play with the charger. So let me hurry up. So, yeah, I told y'all I be chiefing y'all. And then I've also had Indian people come to me and say, "Are you Indian?" Like my nephew, his grandfather is the chief of his tribe, and he kept telling me, "You look like my daughters. Are you Indian? Are you Indian?" He kept asking me, and I was like, no. But kind of found out I am Indian. He was right. And then I was working once, and these two Indian ladies. We were talking, didn't know they were Indian. I thought they were Spanish, but they ended up telling me, no, we're Indian. And lived over in Broward somewhere, and they told me, you could be Indian, you look like my people. And I didn't really believe it. I was just like, yeah, everybody black think that they're Indian. Even though they wasn't black, they clearly looked Indian. I just was like, I'm not claiming that until I actually find it in my blood or find it in my lineage. And I did on both sides of things. So that was really good information to know and find out. So we know my mom good hair is coming from her Indian lineage, y'all. Her Indian lineage. I think that's all I want to say on that. I did mention that Herman Page's daughters did link up with me and my brother as our aunts through our blood. So I'm Indian on both sides of my family, on my mother's father's side and on my dad's side of the family. We have Indian on both sides, and of course West African on both sides as well. But still haven't found it on the Austin Floyd side. Y'all just black and mixed with, y'all got a little slave master blood in you. So far, that's all I found. That you guys are black and you have a little bit of the slave master's blood in you. That's all I found on the Austin Floyd side. Now, if somebody else can find some Indian blood somewhere in there that's directly tied to the Floyds, then feel free to share. But I haven't found it as of yet. Unless it's some type of secret baby daddy, somebody was sneaking around and the person just so happened to be Indian, because those Austin Floyds do hold secrets like that, and they die with secrets. But we're Cherokee. I'm Cherokee, guys. That's my people. And I'm on my father's side, I'm Tanko. Well, I think I keep saying that wrong, but Indian. The last of my bloodline on that part. Yes, she was born in South Carolina. She died in Alabama. Of course, my mother's father's family is from Alabama. So this is some really good and common DNA ancestor. She is blood, y'all. My DNA matched with this woman's blood. But I'm gonna go ahead and go have a good morning. I have some business to handle. I'm off of work, but I'm not off because I have to handle business now. I was up all night, all night long, y'all. I was up all night long eating shit I had no business eating. That's the problem right there. I want to be up all night long eating shit. I want to do a sesh and then be up all night long with the munchies. Like, no, I can't do this shit. I'm not 21 no more. I got to start, changing this shit up. And I am getting those steps in, but I still have to continue to work on that. But y'all have a blessed one. I'm Cherokee, y'all. I'm so silly. That's so funny to me. I'm Cherokee, y'all, and Tanko, Indian.